Hi. Obviously, you can see I'm in Bryant Park, and rambling a little bit because my computer here, the little shit netbook, red netbook, the cheap one, yeah, has trying to install updates for God knows how long. Yeah, I gotta stop doing so many videos. I don't know. It's just been wonky, and it's bad. I'm recording this because I'm just using this as maybe more of a backup. I don't know. Maybe I'll edit it in. Maybe I'll not. I don't know. It's just that actually I've had my Starbucks coffee, and now the thoughts are coming to me. A lot has transpired within the last few weeks. Obviously, you will know within the next few video clips that actually I got transferred to another, to say institution. Not that kind of institution, just another institution that was owned by another contract called Samaritan Village, which is the next step into integration of society. The same rules apply: 10 o'clock curfew, case managers, but the case managers are a little bit more specific with your case. They go about some kind of plan, which they call an independent living plan. These will be repetitive within this working the hard way. My focus is not on the working it the hard way. It's more the concept of me doing what I've been doing. And that's been living this lifestyle, seems to be my choice, with what variables that came into play. We found out a lot of things that actually also, other things that backlashed, culture shock being one of them. Didn't think that actually I would suffer from culture shock, but I did, which was something I didn't expect with the little tiny experiment, or me being a part of the equation, in which, since it was myself, I was thinking that would happen. I just didn't think it would be so broad. There was a backlash. A lot of other factors came into play. Other people came into play, and whistleblowing a wannabe gang rapist was not what I wanted to do for my move to New York. Unfortunately, the consequences and everything that I had to do to make my point kind of led me to this task. Led me to this. To these videos, to these reaching out and trying to let people understand what I'm doing here. And I'll go deeper, more in depth with probably another video, but I keep reflecting back of what I had. How good I had it, but what the prices were for having it that good. And I think that's what a lot of people don't consider, I think, of what prices are we paying. I see a lot of people that actually have the fortunate degrees, highly decorated. But what they had to lose in the process, besides their sanity, is another thing. I give a lot of people credit for what they had to do. I have an issue here and there with not how they did it. It's to judge whether or not I feel that they should be whining and crying about it. I mean, there's factors that come into play, a lot of factors, a lot of reasonable factors, a lot of It's judging what I'm learning so far in this brushing up on sociology, this judging this independent variable. Judging what they are right now. Let's consider me as the independent variable. The psychologically damaged, emotionally damaged person that lost everything just to make it across the damn river, which was the whole concept, getting across that river. My boyfriend broke it off with me because I was emotionally unstable. He felt more so that I was mentally unstable, and it turned out to be wrong. My whole world, as I knew it, was crumbling to pieces. And once other people came into play, hence Frankie Valentine, Haswell, the whistleblowing, the gang rape, the gaslighting, everything else that came into play, he made it far more worse. The signaling, the signs, the auditorial masking. Real life happened. Yeah, I made it across to New York after everything transpired. But this is what I was up against as well. And what I had to choose was, do I really need, or should I really go across that river? Because what you have to accept is homelessness and starting all over again. Leaving the life that you once knew. And shutting my mouth and lying to myself of what my relationship was. He was perfect for me. He listened to me. He tried to do the best that he could. But unfortunately, it ended as what I predicted. I kept telling him, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. I didn't earn it. I didn't work for it. I I I, I don't deserve these things. And then the triggers around from all those traumas, being in that state of New Jersey, going through the system once again of welfare, and going through 6 months of processing and trying to find jobs all over again because of the felony, and all those factors that came into play just made it worse on the relationship itself. I knew it wouldn't work. Financially, it wouldn't work. Who wants to be with somebody that is financially broke? Nobody. Nobody wants to be with a person like that, especially if it makes their whole life completely unstable. It is the reality. Nobody wants that. All you need is love. No, all you need is love and money. Sorry to tell you this, but this is true. You want to be on the same level as your partner. And unfortunately, there's other levels that come into play. There's the emotional level, there's the physical level, there's the mental level, and then there's the financial level. And unfortunately, if you don't have at least 2 out of the 3, you're kind of fucking yourself. So I came over to New York where the system is the system. It's the process all over again. But the process is better than over in New Jersey or Florida or any other sort of state that has a different way of going about it. I believe coming here would be a better process than the other processes that I've been through before. I mean, come on, Florida and the homeless cult? Are you serious? Of course, that the consequences is I have to do homelessness all over again. I have to walk by knowing what I know, staring at people that actually have it good, staring at those people that I feel that actually shouldn't have it as good. And you know exactly what I mean. Those people that do disparaging things that you know across the table you want to punch them dead in the face for what they say and what they do. That richly don't deserve it. That you would rather sit across from some homely person that's at least desperately trying to work the system, trying to work it out, than somebody that richly doesn't deserve it, that rapes somebody else and gets away with it. Let's apply this to the working it the hard way. Let's apply this as what we're doing right now. I whistle blew this DJ as best as I possibly could in order to not just make it better for myself, but to make it for anybody else that crosses paths with them. But the cost of it was knowing what I did, and also how it applies to what I've lost because of it. What I've gained is this knowledge, this insight, this perspective. What I gain is this ability to talk about it. What I've gained is this knowledge that anybody else can feed on and say, really? It's really like that? Are you kidding me? Wow. It's a bit heart-wrenching in itself because you kind of want praise. You want somebody to say, dude, there's the drink for you. You earned it. And without that support, that factor comes in. That factor right there, you doubt yourself. You buckle. And then you got to go playing that option again. Well, at least the buckling was good because I can resort to saying, yeah, I'm human. I'm supposed to feel these emotions. I'm supposed to know these things. But then you go back again and just saying, but I have to go through it. And it's the concept of living this life. It's the concept of living this lifestyle. It's the concept of living many lifestyles. There's so much in life. There's so many consequences in actions, reactions, and then to be able to rationalize about it, and to be able to be quick enough to rationalize it and be able to try to make it different. It's if you want to make it, it's just so many going back and forth. You're just like, what the? You want to relax. You want to just say, oh, that is it. I am tired of it. The doubts eat you up. The questions eat you up. The question of, was it worth it? I couldn't be with the man that I wanted to be with because I was immature, for one. I didn't understand his lifestyle and the way that people operate. I wasn't low-key. The other man that I truly did love, the one that I looked at as my companion, I couldn't be with him because I was financially wrong and emotionally unsettled. And I didn't have closure. The ones before that, the only little bit of closure I had was writing a blog and tossing it up there. And now, I saw my chance when my life was crumbling down before me. And Frankie tapped and Caswell threatened, and the boyfriend broke up. And clubs were laughing, and people were like, what is this? My life started to crumble again. And this is where I learned my lesson. I've watched my life crumble before. I've watched my adjustment period just go before my eyes. I knew this one. I knew this so well, better than anybody else. I knew, this is it, run. And so I did. There was nothing that was keeping me back. There was no probation. There was no person. There was no family. There was no responsibility to anybody. There was no liabilities to anybody. This where it was finally saying, your life is crumbling apart. Again, it's a do or die moment. A fight or flight, if you want to say. If you're going to do it. If you're going to start all over. Because there's nothing left, and everybody has given up. I'm not expecting praise, but yet on the other hand, it would be nice to get once in a while. And through maybe a sign, or a subliminal message, I do get it. And I'm grateful. We yearn for what we used to know, and have doubts for what is to be. And those doubts, for me, are very grim, because the financial factor is way down below, is gone. The mental factor, at least I proved that actually I'm not insane. That I'm not making it up. The emotional factor has gone to such an emotional roller coaster. And my physical well-being, I have. Try not to fucking cry here. I cried so much, it's not even funny. I guess I'll add on more later. I just wanted to show you, as one person wrote on their blog, their ups and downs. Yeah, right, Frankie. Show real life ups and downs. Show your real personality. Especially what I had to go through. I guess I'm going to be a little bit bitter. But at least I can rationalize it now. Take care. pretty, isn't it? What you're staring at is my new home. This is 988 Myrtle Avenue, Brooklyn. Right by a supermarket. And also liquor store and all sorts of other areas. Across the street would be the projects. Well, I have to must say that actually these projects are well kept, better than what you would see on the usual, degrading poverty kind of, I guess that image you would have in your head. Things have changed, at least you can see within the years, but here I am showing you again an old apartment building that predates back into, I believe, World War II. I believe it was in 1942 or 1940 that the building was built. And it was an apartment building, and it got changed into a halfway house for ex-convicts, and then it got changed over again when Samaritan Village took over the place. And now it is a shelter for the homeless, which I'm staying at. This is the third phase of the homeless process for working it the hard way. Yeah, obviously placing this shelter into some sort of normalcy to what their next step will be, which for the homeless to generate into low-income housing. Yes, this would be the next step in phase. Now, I'm going to introduce it this way because there's a couple of things that you guys don't know what has happened. A lot has transpired within just this one move, and I want to share with you, but in better light. And hopefully you'll understand what I mean by working it the hard way, at least in this environment. It may not seem all that bad, but I'll get into it more with the videos to come. Until then, here it is, the location where I'm staying at.
All right, we are at the last stairwell of what would be Samaritan Village over at 988 Myrtle Ave. And hello guys, how are you? I'm going to give you a small little tour of this facility so you guys get an idea of what I'm talking about. In the next video clips, you'll probably see a little bit more about 988 Myrtle Avenue. This will be obviously the stairwell that I'm in right now, and I figure starting in the stairwell is the most quiet place to show you at least what it's like being in this kind of environment. Now, we already talked about a little bit about Samaritan Village in one of the previous video clips, and it having 22 facilities within New York City, tending to rehabilitation and also the homeless. Come, let me show you. That's my bed, 623. Each floor has a facility of, I would like to say, 2 to 3 rooms that are occupied with 10 to 14 beds. Each dorm is labeled either the 6th floor, and whether it's the C floor or anything else. And then there's also offices.
Hey guys, and welcome. And right now I'm in my dorm area, and I am locker number 623 in 988 Myrtle Avenue. I'm hoping you can hear me in this not so loud, but just showing you the grounds of where I'm at now. This is, I'd like to say, the third in the process. After the 30-day period, you go into, some say 90-day period, others say whenever you have the funds to sufficiently get yourself out of this stage. Or, fall on something else, maybe low income housing, Section 8, whatever it may be, whatever you're aiming towards. As I told you, there was something called an individual living plan, or ILP, which I'll discuss more and so later. This is more just an example of the difference between what was Atlantic Bedford and what is this. Each dorm area in the Myrtle shelter has at least 14 beds to one room. So that's a bit less than what was at Atlantic Bedford, which was a city-owned facility. This is more run by a third-party contract, which is Samaritan Village. They do have their own website in which they have, I believe, 22 locations, if I'm correct. This is what it looks like. Let's go. Give a look-see around. It's basically the same thing, only a little bit smaller. Don't mind the guy down over there. He's passed out. Yeah. Yeah, he's literally passed out. I don't know if it's from the medication that he takes. He's like that all the time. Complains of back problems. We still have our issues to go by. This facility has 6 floors. 6 floors, and each one has about 3 rooms to each floor that can house at least 14 men. Sometimes there's a 4th quarters on that floor, but that's usually for more caseworkers or anybody else. The building is to hold 158 men. Yes, there is 158 men in this facility. And it's just like the Atlantic Bedford. If you miss the curfew date, which is 10 o'clock, you lose the bed. Now, I'm not going to go into any more specifics than that because we'll be just going through the same overview as what I did with the other one. I guess what I'm trying to show you here is that actually there's a slight change in this one. Not as much rustle and bustle. There's still it's setbacks. But as for how it's run and what it offers, it is a step above than where you were at before, or where we were at before. It's not a lot more on top. It's not a lot of chaos. There's not a lot of guys screaming, yelling. There's no loud music playing in the background. This one seems to be at least a little bit more subtle. Though the problem is that actually we're still at the bottom level. We're still dealing with men that are from migrant shelters who, still have a lot of mental issues or a lot of hostile issues, that also have felonies, that have we're talking a whole range of problems. So sooner or later it's going to have its screw up and somebody's going to get punched in the face. Or go back to their drug habit. It's not too far. But, this is it. This is the next step. Here, your caseworker helps you just a little bit more, or helps you get back on your feet, or tries to cut it down to make it as easy as possible for you to move on to the next step, which is getting a job, trying to become one in the community. It's basically designated as your halfway house. And with all halfway houses, you have to do yourself a favor and start participating back into the community, which is this kind of community is right across the street from obviously the low income housing and the projects, which seem to be a lot more cleaned up than what I thought it would probably be. It's not something that you see at the movies where it's, yeah, let's move from that. What's up on here? What we have an image of. It's not always said that way. Though actually the people might be a little rough, and I know I'm a little rough, and we all just a little bit of rough, and not as educated as other higher educated individuals. Still, there's none of this pretentious bullshit that's around. There's a more simplistic, up in your face, we'll tell you like it is kind of attitude, which can be tolerated for some time. But nobody wants to be in that environment forever unless that's the only environment that you know. And you plan on staying there because you're comfortable with it. So, I'm not really comfortable in these surroundings, don't get me wrong. This is good. This is definitely for the next step up. Yes, you want to move on. You want to participate. You want to get back on your feet. This is the way of going. This is a lot better than other situations that I've been in. This is from my previous experiences. But to tell you the truth, I miss a bed. I miss a comforter. I miss 2 pillows. I miss my partner. I miss a lot of things. I miss the old life that I was comfortable in. I miss that. And with videos like this, you can look back and see what you've lost and what you really now appreciate. I sacrificed a lot just to get over all this that was in here. And to whistleblower gang rapist or wannabe gang rapist or who knows who the hell he was. It's just what he said to a bunch of actors and also said around in a couple of clubs. Not going to happen with me. I'm sorry. I had to deal with one abusive boyfriend that actually raped me. And I beat the shit out of him for it. It took a long time to take up his abuse and go back after him after what he pulled. Be pushed into a corner and finally say, that's it. But it's another thing to get over it, which took another years and a lot of depression. But then to have somebody pull the same crap or something similar, a guy is really going to be that dense and say something like that, I think there's not going to be any reaction. I know there was going to be consequences. At least the consequences got me over the river. It made my story true. It made what I wrote, what I blogged about true. Get out of the state. And if it wasn't for, one imbecile and the other one who was tapping me, or tapped me, they would have never made it true. So, here I am at the next stage, and as you can hear in the conversations below, it's just, you can tell the difference when you see the videos. When you saw Olympic Bedford, where there was the yelling and the rap music, and yeah, it's a little bit different here. Progression. You can't catch everything, but those who make it to the next level, at least they'll get an okay, decent night's sleep. Hence the story. We all prefer sleeping by ourselves. We can't get what we all want. It's the way it is. It's what happens when you go through the system. It's what happens when you have to go through homelessness. But it's better than sleeping out on the streets, refusing. And that's another thing I like to point out here, is that actually when you see people on the subways, I still see them talking about, I haven't gotten my benefits yet, can you help me out with $1 here and there? It's all great, and that's fine. I understand that. But sometimes people do need to beg for change because they don't have the family. But it bothers me sometimes because every time I hear these people on the subway saying, I'm homeless, I'm Andy, and I don't have any money, it's my time to bring food back home for the rest of the gang that we're hiding out at an abandoned shelter. And I look at my videos and I'm like, then why don't you put yourself to the system? You seem like a smart guy. You seem like a smart gal. Why haven't you put yourself in the system yet? Why haven't you gone to the intake? There's a shower there. There's no reason for it. Unless you don't want to. And that's where I have a problem with. And I think some people may have a problem as well. You know, it's a progression, it's a step. And also education has to do with it. So sometimes you want to actually ask the question of that the person's mentality. You know, I don't have anywhere to go. Are you sane? Are you hurt in some way? Do you know any better? These are the questions you might want to ask. Has the person even bathed? Hygiene may be an issue, which also complements what comes into well-being. But, you know, you want to help out a person that's down there. You understand that. And when it's somebody that actually with their benefits are cut off, they're not walking around, my benefits were cut off, believe me. My heart breaks up because I want to help, because I'm in that situation right now. The difference is number one, it's my benefits, and I'm having a hard time, and I'm having that difficulty. But number two, work the pantry circuit. I hate to say it, but work the pantry circuit, work the food helping service. I mean, it's just, the services are there with New York Common Pantry, the Food Bank of New York, and all these churches that are giving out these meals. The only thing you have to do is schedule it correctly. I mean, I wish there was just one place where you can go get meals, you know, every Monday through Friday at, you know, designated times, but it's not like that. It's one meal once a day. So you have to designate one church and then go to St. Aloysius and go to St. Roosevelt and then go over to New York Pantry on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So you do have to work a little bit here. And that's what bothers me a little bit about people that I go back and forth on the subway begging for change. I understand. You know, once in a while you crave that, you need that. And I do, and I'm going to be putting my foot in my mouth because I was there myself, ready to do the same thing. But you have to also work the circuit. There's a circuit to be worked with many churches that are joined together, and especially in Manhattan. Manhattan, there's many churches. There's a Bauer Mission. There's New York City Rescue Mission. There's different ones where you can work. The Salvation Army does lunch and dinner. You know, once at 12, once at like 5:30. So it's just the information that needs to get out to these people. And I wish that you can go up to a certain person and be like, here you go. I don't have the money, but here's some information where you can actually get that dinner at. It's one more day less you have to worry about actually not having food in your gut. And though it's not the best dining experience, don't get me wrong, you're not going to have vichy schwa. Yeah. You will have something. Not to mention, if they process themselves in these intake shelters, that takes care of meals right there as well, which I've stipulated before. So it's more of a refusal from those people, and that's what sometimes bothers me. Anyway. Just giving you an insight of, you know, the rooms that they could be sleeping in right now. And this goes for women as well. There's no excuse. There really isn't. Well, there is an excuse. It's just I'm trying to get out. It's up here and basically what you know, and if you're willing and able to do it. And I'll be more specific with you guys a little bit more later. Right now, I think I just rambled on enough, more so than anything. So, I hope this is enough. This is what the third stage looks like, as I would say. You guys got the best of what the other two were like. We're getting there. We're getting there. To the next clip.
So now that actually I was rattling around with that one concept and, was kindly interrupted, I'm going to go down this little tiny way here with all these people and just, it feels like any other, carnival in a sense. Huh? No, I'm not going to go up to people and start asking questions, doing some psychology experiments. Why should I? I mean, is this what a homeless person should be doing? I'm lost. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me correct the term. Sheltered person. Is this what a sheltered person should be doing? This is what happens when a sheltered person with intelligence goes through the system. There's a difference. One that doesn't have pity on themselves, that falls within the system. There's a difference in that. See, this is what people want. Instead, you have other individuals that defy that purpose and say, no, it doesn't work that way.
Wait, October 12th, 2013.
No, if I'm such an idiot, why am I here? Shouldn't I be like all the rest of the individuals? I believe that actually, if you do have that mentality, if you do have that intelligence, and you don't get sucked into a lot of key factors that actually are a downside, if you learn more of, I want to say the psychology behind it, if you can understand that concept, that every action has a definitive reaction, whether it's a negative or positive, you will probably be able to get the thought of what life actually can consist of, where your failures are, in which if you admit or not. Oh, excuse me. This is what I do believe. No, you do have to start from somewhere. And I started from the down below with Jersey and with Florida at its lowest lows. The reason why actually I'm doing this way with New York is because New York has more of an organized division of homeless services. If you understand the process and you go through the process and you are that educated at least, I would say, a high school level, you'll be able to grasp that process and be able to be put through it. And the reason why I'm doing this here is because, you also have to deal with people. And that's a whole nother story where people do not want to understand it. So, I'm going to video it, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. And I'm going to show what it is to go through this process. Working it the hard way, 1, 2, and 3. You got to understand the concept of what it is to be in the Atlantic Belford shelter, what it is to be in, the intake shelter, that process, and to keep on going through that process over and over again. Guess what? Not even after 30 days of going through the process with Atlantic Belford, I got transferred again, in which we'll be talking about that with the next Working in the Hard Way. And we're going to be going through other different issues and problems that may arise. So somebody else can look at this video and be like, oh, I get it now. Oh, it's explained to me in such a way that actually somebody else has been through this process. And I can enjoy life the way that it actually is supposed to be. Interaction. Trying to understand people from all different kind of levels and cultures. This is what I've been experiencing. This is not about my ups and downs in life. Feel bad for me. Look, I understand you can sympathize from afar. Well, come on, spare me. This is for somebody else. This is how you move on. You teach, you show, you have people understand.
And now I'm going to do my stuff on paper and get out of this here. How are you doing? Oh, look at that food. Look at that food. And because of Obamacare, I can actually manage to actually get one. And because of good lower was a taxpayer. Not actually spend it on booze and drugs and everything else under the sun. But that's if I have that common intelligence. No, it's hard. It's excruciating. But these are things that you can enjoy. You'll never see your heroes do something like this. You'll never see, I hate to say it, and I'll bring the name up, you'll never see Caswell go into poverty and record videos about being in poverty. Nope, you'll never see it. And then on the other hand, you'll never see Frankie or any of those individuals do it. Let me put it this way. Your heroes are not your heroes. And that's pretty much it. You want to be a hero, you want to be a savior, be your own. Look at this. And this is what you can enjoy. A little bit more of life. A little bit more people. Now get your job. Hey, looking for one right now. Been doing it all my entire life. But that's part of it, the process. Look at that. So, like I said, I just wanted to record some kind of concept to show that actually I was here. But also I want to show that actually this has nothing to do with the gay human target. This has to just do with working it the hard way. No, this is what actually you can enjoy. Enjoy a festival. Enjoy New York. Enjoy whatever. Enjoy your life. Instead of, like I said, standing in front of the homeless shelter not doing anything. You know, you have these people being pushed through the system, and let alone what are they doing? Standing there, doing absolutely nothing with about $123 cash, $200 in food stamps, and depending on what kind of Medicaid they get, straight or not, and they'll just sit there and let it wither away. You have to give them something that actually they don't have, and that is the education to process it. This is the problem here. This is the problem. The education. Yeah, you're giving them the chance. But do they have the knowledge to actually push on with that chance? Do they know what to do with it? No, then they get lost. So let me stop whining, complaining, or whatever it is. What I'm going to do is actually, I'm hoping I can get some more research together about welfare system in different states, education, and what they're doing for it. And maybe we're going down a different avenue in which maybe I can actually take you down. But right now, this is just me enjoying it, trying to enjoy it with all the complex notions, all those crazy, small little problems that defy you, that either make you or break you. That's another part of life that drives you nuts. And everybody has it. But this is me, here, trying to do whatever I can with how many followers, and because of the followers like you that understand and that sympathize, I'm here. Thank you. It has been a rude awakening, a complete culture shock. I mean, come on, really? But thank you. And let's go on with the next video for working it the hard way. Until then, bye-bye. Mwah. Oh my. Is that a clam bar? Don't you love carnival rides? I love carnival rides. I am at the one, the only festival, the 87th Feast of San Gennaro. And why am I here? Why am I showing this? Why am I recording this? Well, let's give a little brief history first before we go into the whole overall of things. Alright, how's that? look, this festival is one of the biggest in New York City. It's 11 days of food, free and musical entertainment, reflecting on the Italian-American culture. I mean, we go back to the early 20th century, can you believe it? That's that long? Right in Little Italy, the big little heart of New York. And Little Italy served as the first home for hundreds of thousands of Italian immigrants. Now, this is just a brief history that this festival is held every year around September, from September 12th to the 22nd in Lower Manhattan. And this is a festival where it's known on every 19th of September, the statue of Saint Gennaro is carried within the streets of Little Italy. And it's something that I never got to celebrate, and it's my first time being here. My first time being here, and also living in a homeless shelter. Now, we're going to turn this around and bring it back towards me, because this is really for working it the hard way. And the reason why I'm bringing this out is that actually I want to show, you know, there's something different about the situation that I'm in and the situation of many other individuals that are homeless. And that is not because some are not getting their food stamps or some are not getting the Medicaid. There are those stipulations, there are those problems. And that has to do more so with not that the system doesn't work, it's how to work the system and people as well. You know, you also have to not blame people, but sometimes things just don't get done. But New York is noticed for its Division of Homeless Services, in which is a very organized organization that actually caters to a multitude of people. And to be one, I would say probably of the top compared to other systems that I've been in, I still get to enjoy festivals like this. Now, I don't want to walk through it because it is getting dark and this camera sucks. But what I'm saying here is I'm able to enjoy this festival because I'm getting assistance. I'm not taking the money, taking taxpayers' money and drugging myself, drinking it away, pushing it on my own problems. I'm doing something with it. But here's another issue that actually I want to point out there, is that actually with all this time that these people have standing in front of the shelter doing absolutely nothing but going yo, 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 yo. No offense to anybody else that says yo. You know, you could be doing something else with your time, like getting an education or educating yourself. And that's another thing that actually I believe the homeless or Division of Homeless Services should actually start planning out as well, is education. Education for the homeless would be actually beneficial. And I'm not talking scholarships for teenagers or those that actually, you know, have a brilliant future besides the parents. You do have to educate those individuals as well. And I'm not talking about at a 5th grade level either, though some people may say their education is at a 5th grade level and we might have to teach from there. But that is what needs to be done as well. You know, you can teach them a little bit about health. You can teach them My Plate up the ass, in which some pantries, like Neighborhood Friends, I believe, over in Brooklyn, I might have that wrong, you know, they teach My Plate and nutrition to those individuals so they know what they're eating, which is a step towards the right direction. But in order for others to actually engage and be able to make that step forward, or at least try to attempt from that, in that process of being that transition in from that shelter, you got to educate too. And also another thing that combines is that you have to be a self-starter, and that's a lot harder to do. That's on the individual. There's only so much that actually taxpayers can give, and so many programs that can be out there. But if you don't want them, not them, but people using their taxpayers' money in such a way that actually it's useless, maybe you should start demanding programs that educate. Because so far from me being in this system, the only thing that I have not noticed, is education. That is the only thing. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's just, as they say, it is what it is, and what it is shit. Really, come on. But let's look at this. That dark, but definitely I mean, everybody should be able to enjoy that.
They don't do it the right way. Buy it, girls. We know you have the money, girl.
Anybody and everybody should be able
Come
to
take
enjoy
a
this
picture.
stuff.
This is the last chance. The last chance.
This festival is held on Mulberry Street, just to tell you. Look at that cannoli. Cannolis! Did I tell you that actually has a big old cannoli eating? Big old cannoli eating thing. It's great! It's fantastic! If only I could be in that contest eating away cannolis. I'd be so deathly ill, it's not even funny. It'd be not even funny, but look at this. This is fantastic. This is where you get just a whole bunch of blend of cultures together, enjoying for a couple of nights, celebrating this festival, this feast. Something that actually is meaningful to some people. It's kind of like Gay Project, a little bit, and every other kind of holiday. You come together for something. This is fantastic. And this is what I mean when it comes to those that actually are homeless as well. Look at me. I'm standing right here at this festival. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm enjoying myself right now. I'm recording this to show you how people are enjoying themselves, eating, filtering through the system. You know, it doesn't have to be that way of standing in the front stoop and actually just wasting your time and wasting other people's time and taxpayers' money. That's another thing. We don't want to be going there. I mean, come on. You're giving away $200 of food stamps for the assistance. You're giving $123 to each individual. And then on top of that, you're giving Medicaid. For some individuals that actually are just using and abusing it and pissing it away. You also have to teach. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to educate these individuals as well. This is not just something that actually, you can just give away and hope for the best. I'm doing this because the last video that I did that was pretty inspirational got lost and it got erased, so I have to come back here and do it all over again. But you know what? I don't mind coming back because this is a festival. This is a feast. This is fantastic. This is fabulous. I'm going to go eat a cannoli. Shut up. Anyway, what I'm saying here is that don't knock yourself down because you're in a shelter, or actually you're considered homeless. You got to get out there. You got to find a way to maneuver yourself around. And it's easier to do that when you're in a Mecca and you're working with an organization that does work. There's a lot of people that says that the Division of Homeless Services doesn't work, that nobody knows what they're doing. That's bull. That is absolute bull. It is. It is. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't. It does work, but you have to be the one to put the energy into it. That's what I'm saying. You have to know what you're doing. A lot of people don't, so that's what I'm saying. What's lacking is the education. And also a little bit of energy. A little bit of energy, a little bit of will. I mean, come on. The Italian immigrants came here to America to actually try to get a better life. So did the Chinese, so did the Hispanics, so did every other culture that came to New York to come here to get a better life. That was the whole concept. And this festival shows it as well. This is what we're celebrating here. To obtain a better life. And now here I am trying to obtain a better life. I'm in a shelter, for God's sake. trying to obtain a better life. And that's basically it. I don't care. I'll say it. I'm not proud of it, but hey, that's working it the hard way. So this is what you need to do. You know, sometimes you just need to let your hair down a little bit, understand where you're at, and be grateful that you have stuff like this for you to enjoy. For you to actually feel that actually you are a part of something, that actually you're privileged. That, you know, there are people out there that are just ordinary people. It's hard to cross through, but you guys see what you got. And I know I sound like I'm babbling about a whole stuff that actually you feel like I don't know. Believe me, I've been there, just like anybody else. Shelter life is not that great. There's some good things, and then there are some bad things, because there are some good apples and there's some bad apples. It's people. It depends who you surround yourself with. It depends on your environment. It depends on your atmosphere. It depends how hostile it is. That's what it depends on. All those factors and much, much more. You say that actually people are crazy. Actually, it's not that people are crazy. People are naive. Some are a little off the chart. But you know what the real thing is that life is crazy. Living life is crazy. So maybe you're crazy enough to pull it off. Who knows? But anyway, if you're at this festival, enjoy it. Enjoy it. There's 11 days of this stuff. Enjoy it. It's a blast. I swear to God, I'm getting Zeppelis. I'm getting cannoli. I want a cannoli. I'm getting a cannoli. Somehow, some way, I'm getting a cannoli. And just, see? Well,
I'll tell you what, guys. You better go see Bruno San Martino before he chokeslams your grandma.
I'm going to love this. I love this. See, I said I was going to get a cannoli. Not that cannoli. But thank you. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the other videos of Working It the Hard Way. There's other things, but this is one time where, you know what, like I said, there are some things you just need to take a grasp of and enjoy yourself. If you can't enjoy yourself, you're going to be in misery for the rest of your entire life. You're going to be standing outside, getting wasted, getting drunk, slamming yourself the whole entire 9 yards. It's up to you to decide what you want. But like I said, education is key. You have to educate yourself, and you have to have a will. So, enjoy the festival. Look at the guy with the parakeet, the big parakeet. Look at the parakeet. Oh, my God. I wish I had Zoom on this thing. All right, guys, you take care of yourself. Look at that parakeet. Oh, parakeet left. Damn it.